Evening, people. And Jesus, it does look dark, this screen. Anyway, welcome to Football Brownie. Hope you're well, keeping safe, keeping each other safe, spreading love during this pandemic. And one person who hasn't been spreading the love is Ryan Giggs, but we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that as the show goes on. Anyway, please check a ticker below, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Football Brownie. Subscribe to what? We're 325 short of 1,000 now. The road to 1,000 well and truly started. So help us out on that. Facebook, Football Brownie. Instagram, just there. My Twitter is coming around. And also as well, I hate mentioning it, but you guys want information about the PayPal, so there you go. Anyway, welcome to the second show of a day of the Brown. I was going to say Daya and Brownie show, but the Brownie and Daya show.
Daya and Brownie show.
As per usual.
Be the Daya show.
As per usual, the last one, which was the first one for a while because we had a lovers' test. Went down well. Went on too bloody long, but well, thank you very much for basically how it was. This is what happened today. Me and Steve were talking about what happened with Ryan Giggs because you guys know we've spoken about it before. I've also done a video before, which I'll get to as well, surrounding the situation with him, and I was meant to be going out with Mrs. Putin. Unfortunately, she is now called Miss Putin because I've had enough of her. I've had enough of her whinging, whining, and I kicked her in the touch. Basically, I kicked her in the touch, and I'm proud of myself for doing it. What?
What did I tell you 3 months ago? Knock her on the head. She's a fucking nutcase. But you don't listen to me. You fall out on me instead over it and all sorts. So
no, I'm fine. Honestly,
always listen to the man who knows.
Honestly, Steve, you know what happened before with and I think you can see that it was me who made the move because I'm so much happier than what I've been before, and you know it.
Well, anyway. There we go, mate. This is a football show anyway. We don't know about your bloody
no worries. So, anyway, the next Mrs. Putin, if you're watching, give me a call. Right, let's go into the chat before we go any further. And Ivan Jones, who's doing a live stream for a Wickham game tomorrow? Probably. I know I've had a falling out with Cardiff City TV. That's my problem. So no. So I will try. I'll try and do something. Whether or not it's me listening to the radio and then commentating from that, or maybe a stream. I'm not too sure. I will be doing something, and I will also be doing watch-alongs for other games. The Premier League games as well, because I've just signed up to. I don't know how you pronounce it really, but DAZN, whatever that streaming company is called. I signed up to them, and they do live streams, so I'll be watching them daytime only kickoffs. Really, be watching them and do watch-alongs as well. So stay tuned. Really, Finn, hi Brownie, hope you're well. Finn also says Will should have spent every penny left in a bank to get the best manager for the Euros. Stan still says Giggs is a disgrace, role model, woman beater. And Finn have noticed it now, Steve, the new background. I know, right? Basically,
we're on a spaceship tonight, Finn.
Yeah, basically, I'm trying out different backgrounds, but I've only really had you can't really see it with that donate thing, can you? Get rid of that. Yeah, that's better. I've only really had about an hour to jig it and everything, and obviously it's not right at the moment.
Finn,
but
what he's saying is he paid the developer €2 for this, right? Yeah, And so he went top budget for this show at €2. And this is what we got. We got spotlights.
I only had to file about 30 minutes before the show started, so I really haven't had time to rejig it and everything. But it'll give people an idea. Give people an idea what to expect. Anyway, right. How are you, Steve? How's your last few days?
Do you know what, Browner? I've had a fucking nightmare, mate.
Go on.
I've gone on the Guinness tonight because I've had I don't know if it's my age and maybe some of the younger.
I'm on a Steinberg Classica.
Oh, that's fucking cheap shit, that is.
Mercadon is finest.
Yeah, 30 cents a can, isn't it? No, less than that, isn't it?
Yeah, Paul, less than that. That's why the fridge is full.
Yeah, you spent your €2 on your display here, haven't you? I don't know. It's not going to help me. I'm struggling with Facebook, mate, to be honest. I got, obviously, you know me paneling business, me wood paneling business.
Yeah.
We do great on Google ads and we do great on Facebook ads, but Facebook keep banning you for no reason at all. Right? And we're paying them. We're actually paying them like $1,000, probably about 1,500 quid a month. It's cheap advertising on Facebook.
Yeah. And to be honest, it's quite direct as well. It's quite direct, you know.
Yeah, they disable your account, and then they say, "Yo, you've got to appeal," right? So you appeal, and they never get back to you. It's like they don't want your money. Honestly,
hey, you know, and the guys know who were actually subscribers of or watched the channel very early days. You know, I do use. I mean, if you look at the analytics of a channel, the majority of traffic of this channel comes through Facebook. So, for example, if we'd done, well, for example, I'd done that recording with John Burridge the other day. Now, Budgie have played for many clubs, you know, and many of the club supporters are still, still hold him in high regard. So I joined the likes of Hibernian, Newcastle, QPR, Blackpool, all these kind of supported groups. So then I can, you know, promote the video in those groups. You know, and they all accepted it. I had no problem at all. But then, you know, Facebook was saying, "Oh, you're spamming them." Well, hang on, we don't have to accept it.
Yeah, because you're not paying Facebook. Right?
Yeah, hang on. Now, remember when my Facebook was suspended? My account, my old Facebook was suspended. I had my company, my recruitment company page as well linked to it, and I had the old Football Brownie page linked to it as well. And I had been paying for advertising, you know, for the with the recruitment.
Yeah, but even with the recruitment, but unless you're paying, the trouble is as well.
Yeah, but I was paying. They were taking
when you use those groups, you're going into a different thing. We do that.
No, I know. But what I'm saying, when I was paying, I was doing it with the agency. You know, if I was looking for a lorry driver in bloody Manchester, I would pay for advertising. You know, to direct the advertising at people in the Manchester area to try and get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But they still ban you, even when you're paying you. You're paying them, they restrict you, which is. But it's not that. It's trying to sort it out.
I know.
They want your business, not ban your business. You know?
Yeah. And the thing is, you know, when I set up with, I can't remember my old mobile number from I can't even remember my old mobile number. Never mind one which is 10 years ago. When I set it up.
Let's move on, mate. So apart from that, it's been frustrating day, and then nothing's really happened football-wise, is it? Since the gigs is the big news today, isn't it?
Well, for us, yeah. I mean, there's been a few protests. I mean, Arsenal protests today.
Say again.
Arsenal protests today.
I don't follow Arsenal. I don't.
No.
The London teams, mate. To be honest.
Well, to be honest, I see more people in the protest when Vincent Tan turned Cardiff to red.
What are they protesting about now, then?
Oh, they just. This is another thing. Tottenham, there's some Tottenham fans are saying we want their Tottenham back. Well, what exactly is that then?
Say that one again. They want their Tottenham back.
Yeah, that's what the chant was. Yeah.
Inbred club, mate. Inbred club. They don't know what they're on about anyway. Half that lot. Well, most of that.
Right, let's go into the comments before we go on
the
the gigs then, yeah?
Well, they want the same. They want Tottenham back. The team has won nothing for the last 50 years, is it?
We want Alan Sugar back, they do, don't we?
Yeah, but to be honest, man, he was. What if I don't know if you ever read his book, but
worst thing he ever done.
But yeah, well, he couldn't believe it. He was the businessman that he is, and then when he went into the murky world of football, he couldn't believe it. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
You know. Anyway,
right, let's go. Finn, right, stand still. Oh, I wish he changed his name. It's like me with a list for saying stand still all the time. Right, okay. Brownie, those 6 Premier ESL seekers should be relegated to the conference.
Agree. I totally agree.
No, I tell you what, Steve. I heard this earlier on, and I thought it was pretty bang on. I think, first of all, that following on social media, I know social media can be a talking shop and so on, and an echo chamber. But I like this idea. Many of the supporters they want their clubs to be punished. They have to punish them somewhere because they've broken a rule, and if they don't punish them, that sets a precedent for the future, saying, okay, well, you can break any rule and it won't get punished, right? But this idea, it appeals to me, if I'm honest with you. Relegate all of them to League Two, right? Okay, no, hang on. Relegate all of them to League Two, right? And as they get promoted every year, right? That would mean every single club will financially benefit, because they'll always have big paydays every time they will play.
Why League Two? Why not?
Because they've been.
Why shouldn't a conference club gain from it, having a big team? Well, not a big team. They're not big teams. I know what you mean, right?
Yeah, but that's not really. That's not realistic.
To get in the league, have the opportunity of, say, Man United visiting their ground.
Well, I know, but I think conference won't be really. I think
I don't think so. Conference is part of the football league, basically, isn't it? That's
but 6 clubs won't be able to get promoted. 6 clubs won't be able to get promoted every season, will they?
Tough.
I think that will financially benefit.
Every conference, won't it?
I think they'll financially benefit every single league team as they go up.
That they've had in the Premier League, that should be sorted out. So that would leave West Ham United and Leicester playing for the Premiership on the way they normally do it. If you get kicked out the league, that's what happens, right? Yeah. Anyway, in those clubs, those 6,
like Rangers, when Rangers were relegated,
those 6 should be put in a. They'd be lucky to be put in there. I'd kick them out of the league totally, but you can't do that. Chuck them in a conference start,
and let them do a Rangers. Let them do a Rangers.
Go up, eh?
Let them do a Rangers when they were demoted to the bottom league.
Think of the pain they're going to go through, right? How many are you going to get at Old Trafford when Man United versus, I don't know, because they're all glory hunter fans. So when they're playing Weymouth or whoever, and the Weymouth aren't in the conference, but a conference team.
I know what you're saying.
Who's going to go to Old Trafford? Nobody, apart from the away fans. Yeah?
I know what you're saying.
They'll be financially penalised for at least 3 or 4 seasons, won't they? Then, also, they can't all go up at the same time.
Yeah.
So some of them have to pay a longer punishment. That's the only way. It's a bloody good idea, standstill. I agree with that. Chuck them into conference.
To be honest, I agree in partly, as in, yes, relegate them. But I'm more in favour of relegating them to League Two rather than a conference. But we'll agree to disagree. I don't know.
Well, if you don't know, why are you saying you should?
Well, okay. Then why do you do it to bloody Conference South or something? It has to be realistic. It has to be acceptable.
Well, the conference is the best place to park them. Standstill's dead right. League Two's is too soft. You can't give an argument why it should be League Two. So
but it's a kind of like difference to paying Yeah, it's a mind game, I'm thinking, right? You know, you go into a shop and you look at something and something's $9.99, but you don't want to pay a tenner for it. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like get them to the bottom of the EFL, but don't demote them outside the EFL. That's what I'm thinking.
No,
I think keeping them in the EFL, I think mindset would be
the money they would have taken away from the Premier League would have affected the Conference League.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Grassroots football and all the way, it would have affected every league, right? As money is distributed throughout football, right? So you're not putting them in the lower leagues, you're starting them in the conference, right? Conference clubs could do with the revenue. They'd have packed crowds as their loyal fans. You know, these are loyal football fans you're talking in the conference.
I know.
They're probably the most loyal fans in the world.
Right. Let's go.
So they're going to benefit from having Man United, Tottenham, Man City, whatever, Chelsea coming to their stadium. They have a packed house.
Right. Matthew says, sorry I'm late. Thoughts about Giggsy. We'll get on to that now, Matthew, but we all been late. Don't worry. You know, Mrs. Putin always used to complain I was late. How serious are the crimes? We'll go through that. Stand still. Arsenal and Conky out the owner. I think they all at one out. Another thing as well, before we go on to gigs, Steve, you know, you've been in business, I've been in business. The fact that the Premier League and the EFL have now asked or advised, let's just say, some of these board members and so on. Basically, they've all stabbed the others in the back. How can you do business in the next Premier League meeting and so on and so forth with the same people who you don't even know if they agreed something one day with the pack of you, and then 24 hours later they stabbed you all in the back? Can you really do business with people like that? Going on.
Clubs only do business with each other, though, mate, when it comes towards transferring players. So it's a buy and sell market. So with anything you buy and sell, sometimes you sell to a shark, don't you? You don't turn his money away. So yeah, they can still do business.
But the trust wouldn't be there.
The trust, I think, is more about the supporter. Don't trust American owners. Because the American viewpoint is America's great. You know, we all know how Americans think, really, don't we?
Yeah, no jeopardy in his sports. There's no relegation.
Yeah, exactly. But that's just the mentality of the American society. You know, I wouldn't be surprised one day if an American owner tries moving Liverpool to America.
Well, to be honest, I thought if this was going to go through, I thought that would be on the cards. But we have to say, in all fairness, Steve, you know, I go on some American football podcasts and so on, and they are just as outraged as any other football fan.
They aren't, mate.
They, to be honest, some of them I follow them on Twitter. Some of them feel
they're following English clubs. So they're going to be outraged. They're going to be outraged.
But we can't.
No, but American sports owners, shall we say? Yeah, that is their mentality. You know, I worked in America for 2.5 years, so I know exactly how it works. You know, but you know, the fans over there who follow the English Premier League, no problem at all with them. But these American owners have a different foresight, and I would never want an American ownership of my football club, to be honest with you. Not that I hate Americans or anything like that, but their mentality to business
is ruthless. It's ruthless. It is absolutely ruthless. Chinese owner, you know, I can go back, you know.
I wouldn't trust a Chinese owner, to be honest.
Compared to yourself, you know, I know that, you know, I'll pass with business and so on. You know, I've had American owners and Chinese owners, and they are ruthless. If they could cut a corner for 2 pence, they would.
Chinese business partner, Chris Fang. The only thing, and I used to live, as you know, out in Dalian in China, and literally, mate, they can be as nice as pie to your face, but when it comes down to it, it's all about one thing, mate: money. Money, and that is it. And that is business, of course. And you're in business to make money, but you do it in a correct manner.
Yeah.
A Chineseman would be ruthless to the degree, and they don't understand the British culture of football.
No, I know.
Now, there was an interesting question there from somebody on the timeline now, whatever you call it.
Okay,
right?
go on.
Who get Cronje out of Arsenal?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Who do you replace him with? I also want Kroenke out the owner.
Yeah, no, there's been a rumour some gold mining owner in Nigeria, but he's been mouthing off for ages.
Nigeria, Prince. I mean,
his bit on the side is he sends emails to people asking for their bank account details, you know.
But no, seriously, when it comes down to it, and it comes back to West Ham, really, like we've got thousands and thousands of fans who want David Sullivan and David Gold out the club, right? Now, I do get where they're coming from because they haven't done some things correctly, right? But you're going to replace it. And they all get excited when they start talking about an American owner coming in, right? Answer that one. You know, better the devil you know sometimes. Now,
I know, but listen, we know.
Gold and Sullivan save West Ham from.
Oh, here we go. My subscription for West Ham fans will be.
Invite him on the show. I'll talk it through with him because I'm a West Ham fan, as you know myself.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the reality is they did save West Ham from the brink, right?
Oh,
West
yeah.
Ham then had also our other bidder, or supposed was going to make a bid, was Tony Fernandez, who I know very well, right? A big talker. Where are QPR now, mate?
Is he still owner of QPR?
Yeah. Now, he's a great bloke, don't get me wrong, but he's a talker. And one thing, the trouble is football fans, hear a name and think, oh, great, he's a millionaire, he'll do, anyone to do apart from who we've already got. But I think Man United, who've always, the majority of Man United fans have been against American owners anyway, the Glaziers, haven't they? But they haven't done anything about it really since the FC Man United, whatever it's called. Right? They went, and they just went back to normal.
No, FC United and Manchester. Actually, I will jump in on that because you know I am an avid listener of the Price of Football podcast, and FC United come up in the latest podcast, or maybe the one before last week's. But they've actually they went, you know, they had basically leveled out for the last couple of seasons, but they've announced profits of about $500,000 to $1 million last season alone.
That's good, and they keep investing into their side, won't they?
Yeah, but they only one level underneath the conference.
Where did you see the protests after that mob? Say went and formed their own club, and the fans went and supported them instead of Man United. Where have you seen the demonstrations and protests about the Glaziers? There weren't any. I haven't seen any. Have you?
Well, hang on. Hey, come on. Until last year, when Woodward had his bloody group of lads outside the stage, outside his house, throwing fireworks. And then the other day,
but Brown, that was a handful. If that,
yeah, I know.
But how many people go to Old Trafford on a Saturday or Sunday? Was it 60, 70,000? And you're bringing up about 12 blokes who threw a few fireworks.
I know, but we know with ourselves.
The point I'm trying to say is that American owners are no good for British football clubs.
No,
and I don't think Asian. Nothing. It's not racist or anything like that. I don't think Asians are reliable for British football clubs. And because
they sit in America or sit in Asia.
Blackburn went from Premiership champions to where they are now.
Well, they went down, didn't they?
The Venkleys, whatever they're called, the chicken farmers, isn't it? Right? Look at the state of that. The only Asian good ownership, probably, I think, is Leicester City.
Yeah. And
it can be done.
And this is, I hope.
You know, why don't you go to a Cardiff game anymore?
Oh, absolutely disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful.
There you are. So you give me a good club apart from Leicester City.
Well, but hang on. Sam Aman was Asian.
Right. Well, look, he nearly drove him into the ground.
I know, but it was the best years of following Cardiff, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that. Right.
The Kumar brothers.
I wouldn't class him as a foreigner, though, if you know what I mean. Although Wimbledon fans would disagree, totally. Yeah. I know. Where did Wimbledon end up? Milton Keynes.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a good one, was it, for Wimbledon?
No.
We need to get back to having British owners in the Premiership. You know, when you give me a good foreign owner, apart from Leicester City, I'm thinking off the top of my head here, right? But where are they? Where are you going to get
Villa, maybe?
It's American, isn't it? It was
American.
No,
that you was Brazilian, I think Chinese or something. But anyway, we've had this conversation.
No, it's an angle, but
I know.
The question was raised there.
Listen, Arsenal.
The question is, who are Arsenal? They're protesting to get their American out. Who are they going to replace him with?
I mean, the 50+1 model, I can understand. I don't think it will work, right? But that would also bring owners like Leicester into it. Why should they be penalised for things other owners of other clubs have done? You know,
I agree, mate. It's too far gone anyway. You ain't going to get fans buying into football clubs when they're worth billions of pounds, mate.
Yeah, right. Let's get on to the subject in which people have tuned in for, in which has been the title of a thumbnail, and which has unfortunately been in the news today, which is Mr. Ryan Giggs and Welsh. You know, even if he is suspended or whatever, still legally he's Welsh manager at the moment. Steve, go on. You started off.
Oh, well, it's been coming for years, Browner, isn't it? To be honest with you, mate. I've known Ryan Giggs since he was 17. Right, I've sat in his grandmother's room and his grandfather's room with him. Lovely people from Fairwater in Cardiff. If they were still alive, they'd be absolutely ashamed of him, I'm sure. That is all coming to light. And I think he's been privileged over the years to have certain things hidden away from the media. And his brother was the first exposure of what the type of person that he really is. Like, who goes shagging their brother's missus at the end of the day? Come on.
Yeah.
Even if you hate your brother, you don't go banging his missus one, do you? Right?
I know.
You know, I wouldn't even touch your Russian bird, right? but
I wouldn't know.
Right? I think there's a thing in life called karma, and what goes around comes around. He's had his glory years. He had his time. He's made his millions in Man United. Blah de blah de blah. He's always been a dark horse, right? Excuse the pun there, but he has been, and I think karma's come round, and it's bit him on the ass, right? He's going to be found guilty, right? I'm pretty sure of that, unless he's got some super powerful lawyer. It's not the first time, is it? You know,
no.
You know,
we know. It's just unfortunate. It's only.
Hey, there's a thing in life, Browner, right?
Yeah, I know, but the super injunctions, Steve, the super injunctions were a problem for the press, you see, and he would put super injunctions out all the time.
No, yeah, of course he gets the injunctions out. They all do, but it's like sex offenders, right? I'm not saying he's a sex offender, by the way, but if you look at the history of sex offenders, wife beaters, what was Ryan Giggs' father?
Yeah,
he was a wife beater. Well, and although sadly people in that position, when their kids are seeing their missus get their mother getting beaten up, whatever, they may hate it at the time, but statistics show down the generation it happens again.
I don't.
It's like people who the most.
I don't agree.
The most paedophiles out there have been sexually abused themselves in a previous generation. It's true. A social worker was talking to me today about it. Right, and that's why after the Gig story broke, and it's maybe a simplistic way to look at it, but it's true. Danny Wilson used to beat his missus up. He used to get pissed and come home and beat his missus up. Right, that's why the Giggs family moved to Manchester, to Salford. Yeah, to get away from Danny Wilson. Right? Ryan Giggs has slaughtered his dad for how many years for those actions publicly?
Yeah.
And now he's in court for the same charges himself.
Yeah.
But let's not paint over everything here.
No, not at all.
Just like his father, who he slaughtered for all those years, right? They're both of them are wife beaters.
Yeah.
So karma's come round, mate. I think he should be sacked straight away by Wales. I think he should be thrown out of anything. He should be banned from anything to do with football. What sort of role model is he to kids?
Yeah.
In this new snowflake society or more left society we live in today. But is he a role model now? How can he be a role model to any kids?
No.
What's the message to kids? It's all right to slap your bird. Like, I've never hit a woman in my life. I don't know if you have.
No.
I was normally the one taking the punches. I felt like.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know what? Anyone who haven't watched my first video regarding this, going back, I don't know about.
I'm a temperamental type of guy, right? And I've had a couple of volatile relationships over the years. Not, my first wife was punchy as hell. And there's times you wanted to give her one back, you know what I mean? But you still restrain yourself.
Yeah.
Obviously you can't. So, and he's always been a bit of a dark horse, mate. Shagging your brother, like I say, shagging your brother's missus. That's, and not just once. It wasn't a one-off, was it? It was going on for ages.
For years.
Yeah.
The things I can't get my head around, I'll be honest with you, right, is that, and it just shows that I just think people who we are the same generation, even though you're a couple of years older than me, Steve. We're the same generation of I was taught from a very early age that no matter what a lady does to you or what a woman does to you, do not hurt back. You do not lash out. And I've been brought up on that. You know yourself, not Mrs. Putin, but the one before that over here. 4 occasions she lashed out at me. On a second occasion, my best mate over here, because that's
the difference here, mate. Right, the difference here.
I know, but what I'm saying is that
Giggs isn't just getting charged for the slap. Well, slapping a couple of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's also getting charged for coercion or coercion, or
basically playing mind games.
Of course it is, yeah. And it, he hasn't had a marriage that's worked yet, has he?
But what I can't understand is, right, Steve? What I can't understand is the fact that he's frozen for the first time tonight now.
You're right.
Right, yeah, no, right.
Mate.
Right, sorry, man. What I can't understand, you absolutely bang on regarding his father. Right, you actually bang on. We all know, we're from the Cardiff area, or lived years in the Cardiff area, know the stories, blah blah blah. What I can't understand, right, is since his brother's come out and gone public with some of the stuff, and he went in the media. His mum, why is his mum turned her back? She was the one getting slapped by the father originally, right? No, I mean it. Yeah.
Money, mate.
So the mother. It just shows us, Steve.
His brother bought him a brand new car.
It's like the person who got slapped by the father originally, right, and who walked out because of that and moved to bloody Salford or whatever, right? Now her son done that to her other son's wife. She bloody turned her back on the son who has already been punished by his brother.
Money, mate, innit? Money talks at the end
of
the day.
Hang on, what I'll do, after the show, I'll try and get Jeremy Kyle on to the next show. Do you know what I mean? It's proper. It's proper Jeremy Kyle, isn't it? If you think of it.
But you think about it, right? It's like you got a mother who's chosen, and it's happened to me. My mother doesn't speak to me, and I don't speak to her. I haven't spoken to my mother for 30 years, and but she has a relationship with my brother, right? I can't understand a parent who does that. I'm not bothered. I've gone way over it, But why? I couldn't tell you why. But in that case, though, I would only imagine you got the big superstar son, who's just as bad as his brother, really, because his brother's a right boy in half, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a bit of a lad. Yeah,
I know a lot about his brother. Even as a teenager, he was on talkies books with
right.
one of my mates, and both him and my mate were done for nicking kit from a talkie. Yeah.
Well, he admits that on the interview, doesn't he? On that James English interview, which was revealed all really. That was a fantastic interview that James English.
Absolutely. And what I'll do, and I have done before,
it was open and honest, and you had to feel for him in a lot of ways. How the press would set, because they couldn't get to his brother because of all the injunctions, they targeted Rodri.
Yeah.
They had the fake shake with the drugs.
Yeah.
And all that sort of stuff. When you've got to watch the interview really, but Giggs.
For just before we go any further, I'll put, for people who haven't watched that interview, I'll once again put it in the description to this video.
Great interview. But that's the beauty of YouTube shows like yours. The truth can come out, around these injunctions and shit,
But that is only because I live in Spain, Steve.
Well, I don't care.
No, I know, because the injunctions are only for UK media only.
I mean, you don't hear it on it anyway because of the injunction. But YouTube shows an interview.
No, but YouTube. But if YouTube would have taken a few of my.
The mainstream media won't, even if they made an interview, they won't show it anyway. That's how it's all closed off.
But the terms and conditions,
somebody was going to talk about Ryan Giggs and be blocked off by Man United, but they can't control every YouTube show going.
But they can. But YouTube can if it is UK based. Luckily for me, it's Spanish based, and even though in my original video about it, and we'll go talking to that because it follows on from your trolling kind of experience a few weeks ago. But even though I was still conscious that I needed to put alleged all of it alleged. But we both know. We knew it. I knew about it. I knew about the and you were paper run on it as well. Was the Mason Greenwood issue?
Yeah.
That was another one, and because and that was a super injunction.
Kyle Walker, another cover-up.
Kyle Walker was another one with our party with COVID. That was another one. I'm just lucky enough, that these injunctions can't be worldwide. It can only be British media.
Yeah, the court. Yeah, especially now with Brexit as well, is even better.
Maybe God help me when I try and get into the country again, but never mind. That could be another. Let's go into the.
What is the future for Ryan Giggs? The question is, though, we all know.
Let's go into chat first. Let's go into chat, because people have Frederick Dog. Hello, lads. Daya's right. He says he is right. LouTube, Arteta out. What was the score, guys? What was the score with Arsenal Everton? And James Giggs is a wanker. Yes. He is. Well, so fast forward this, and we had First of all, let's go on about my first original film about it, because that's when the allegations come out, and that's when the alleged photos started going on social media as well. Leaked, not leaked, fake photos, not fake photos. To be quite frank, I don't care. I really don't care. It is the information in which needed to be told, right? Now, if you remember at that time, it was only one person. Now 2 people are involved. I'm assuming it could be the girlfriend and a friend, or something like that, right? If you remember at the time, Giggs were, the excuses he was coming out with was nonsense. It just didn't add up. It didn't add up at all. Now, I only ran that story because I had a chat with someone who is English-based but in Spanish media over here, and he said it's 100% bang on. I put that video out, Steve, and the amount of abuse I had.
Yeah, I remember.
From gigs, sorry, I got 20% notification. From gigs fans or Man United fans, the amount of you can check that video out. Look at comments, and your YouTube comments is only a small percentage of them.
We had at Global 247 News.
You ran it as well, didn't you?
Emails coming from Man United, and I rang you and said, "Watch out, you'll get an email if you remember." Man United trying to close the book on it, wasn't it?
Yeah. I had an email as well. And because your newspaper was UK based, Andrew and Jefferson
based headquarters in Spain, mate.
Right, okay. Sorry, I always thought it was UK.
No, Spanish based. We can get away with saying more.
Yeah, but I knew where I was coming from, and I already, yourself, Steve, I was adamant I wasn't taking that video down, as well as the other ones. And
I was going to take our articles down. We had 2 emails from Man United from the press office saying they're unfounded. Remember Man United lying prove they're lying now. They're unfounded. They wanted to take legal action unless we took them down.
Yeah.
I said, bring on the legal action. And
that's what I did. That's what because we were talking. Actually, we were talking to each other.
You didn't I rang you and said, I had 2 emails, and then see if you didn't believe me at first, did you?
No, I didn't. And then mine came about 2 days later.
Yeah.
And I was adamant.
They were trawling for the stories, weren't they?
Yeah. And, I was adamant I wasn't taking them down.
Yeah,
absolutely adamant. Come on, bring it on.
That's how it works, isn't it?
I was actually going to, if you remember, I was actually going to do a video about it. But I talked to my legal guy, or in other words, a mate down a pub, and he was like, "Look, don't stoke a fire. Just politely say, you decline."
We wrote that. We asked them to prove that it was unfounded, and we never heard anything again. So what does that tell you?
Maximus says 1-0 Everton. Cossi says 1-0 Everton. Yes. You know why I'm saying yes, Steve? Because at half time, I put a tenner on Everton at 3-1 to win. That's why. Get in there. James, I know innocent until proven guilty and all that, but even if it was innocent, he's great. He'd toss it regardless.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah. Right. The charges are right. I'm because I'm doing it off my phone. I more you can see the background and so on. The charges are basically, and I'm saying, I'm not word for word, but basically it's GBH on the girlfriend. It's assault, isn't it, on both a girlfriend and her friend, or 2 women.
Yeah, 2 women, yeah.
And it's also
what's the word?
Controlling behaviour or something. It's actually worded, isn't it?
They got a word for it. Conversing relationship or something.
Yeah, so it's basically playing mind games.
It's dominating a woman's life.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's not just mind games, mate. It's like
it could be trackers on a car, like at Ruth Wignall.
Yeah.
And I known Ruth. I've known Ruth Wignall for a few years.
Oh yeah, of course, the Weather Woman's husband.
Yeah, and it's now come out, and I'll be honest with you, Steve. During that time, it was in Penarth. She used to live in Penarth. Used to bump into her all the time. And
Cambridge after that, wasn't he?
Yeah, and she must have put some face. Because I could not tell. I could not tell she was a troubled woman. I'd be completely honest with you. She put some face on. She must have put some face on.
The husband doesn't allow him to do that. That's how bad it gets. But there we go. But let's stick with gigs. What happens with gigs now, then, mate?
Well, when this come out, we done a video. If you remember, we done a video when Rodriguez come out on that podcast, and we done a video on it. And if you remember, at the same time or within a week, you had Jonathan Ford, Welsh FA CEO. He gave his notice in. You also had no manager in charge of a Welsh women's team. right? And basically, the Welsh FA were crumbling around, crumbling from top to bottom. And I'm adamant with this because it's now, the links are now starting to see. Jonathan Ford, even though, let's be completely honest with the guy, he done up until this point.
Well, this is nothing about
he
Jonathan.
done. No, I know. Hang on.
Ford appointed him as a football manager.
Look, are you going to let me?
My question, you're not answering my question. Right? My question to you as a Welshman, right, is what happens to Ryan Giggs now? He's going to
gross misconduct.
He's going to be found guilty. So where does he have a future in football? Should he be expelled from football?
Should he be expelled from football? Unfortunately, there's been other precedents of worse. There's been murderers, and they still played football after the crime. Right. Unfortunately.
So you're saying he should still be allowed to carry on in football, despite
the fact I think it's gross misconduct, Steve. It's absolute gross misconduct. The Welsh FA need to sack him. He should have sacked him a long time ago.
Kids today to not beat up women, right? Which is what he's done, and behave the way he's behaved with the manipulating women, right? Why should kids be looking up to him in football? Kids should be looking up to him to say, "Don't be like him."
That's granted. But they wouldn't be able. But they wouldn't be able to make. Listen, at this moment, it's just the gross misconduct with the Welsh FA. Right?
Everybody in a football position and in Britain should unite together.
Right, but they wouldn't be able to do such a thing. They wouldn't be able to do such a thing until the court case.
No, but he's going to be found guilty. You know that,
but officially.
Yeah, okay, so that's what I said. When he's found guilty, should he be expelled from football?
Yeah, I do. I think football now. The roles the roles people within the football industry are. There's high up.
Treating a woman like that is no difference to racism in football.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. It's on the same level.
Yeah.
It's probably worse. No, it can't be worse than racism. It's on the
fans hold people within the football industry
being promoted
so high up.
The biggest thing being promoted in Britain at the moment is women's football.
Yeah.
How can we have in the football generation now promoting a bloke who beats up women?
Yeah.
When we're promoting women's football.
Yeah, no, you're right. You bang on. See, hang on. Why are we agreeing on so much tonight? It's not right, man. It's not right.
We haven't gone through all the subjects yet.
Right, another thing as well, Steve. Right, Jonathan Ford. Let's go back to my point on Jonathan Ford. Right. Let's be honest. Because of his marketing experience when he got the job. He done Coca-Cola, wasn't it? I think Coca-Cola executive or something. But hang on. Wales as a FA. In fact, I think under his control, the FAW was most profitable business in Wales. 1 year. Doing 1 year, and okay, may not have much competition, but
I can't see that myself. But
I'm sure. Anyway, he took it to the next level from the likes of Alan Evans and so on. Yeah, let's be completely honest. Right?
I don't see where you say he took it to the next level.
He qualified for a tournament, Steve.
Well, that's nothing to do. That's nothing to do with the board of the FAW. That's down to the manager and the football on the pitch.
But also as well as marketing as well. Let's be completely honest here.
Marketing doesn't get you
to
allowing me, qualification
you're not allowing me to end my comments.
No, right? You're not. But I think you're talking a bit of shit, to be honest. Right? Marketing does not get you qualification to a championship.
No. But we know but we know there's always been an issue within Welsh football.
No, I think
watching a Welsh, you don't jump in. Right, there's always been an issue with watching Welsh football. Is that Cardiff and Swansea fans cannot mix together, and because of a marketing, all together as one or whatever the bloody the marketing ploy was, that worked. That did work.
Got right. That's the only
But
thing.
it did.
And
But
where
it
did
did
that
work.
originate from? It wasn't Jonathan Ford.
Oh no, I know. Listen, I'm not. But it was used, and it used well. It was used well, and now it's for.
The history of that. It came from someone way, way, way down.
I don't care, but listen, some of these modern day politicians' speeches can be reused from bloody,
The
60s, John F. Kennedy and so on.
The FAW is and always will be the old boys brigade, right? When my mate was the president of the FAW, head of the FAW, Peter Rees, his name was. Do you know what his job in real life was? He was the advertising manager for the free ads, right? No, it's true. And he wouldn't mind me saying that now. He's a lovely, lovely fella.
I know Mark Evans. I've known Mark Evans for the best part of 30 years,
but none of them have experience. Jonathan Ford, he was an executive for. There's millions of executives.
I know, but right? listen.
So your point, you brought up Jonathan Ford.
I brought him up because I brought him up because it is well known that maybe not well known, but he went against the Welsh FA Council in appointing Ryan Giggs.
Correct.
Right? Now,
he's paid the price.
That is the only way he's paid the price. He's had to resign because of all the issues that come on. But what gets to me is that why did they fold like a pack of cards against his nomination?
Well, we're not privy to that information, are we? So we're not.
Or as what I'm thinking, were they not paid off? That would be the wrong thing. That what we do. But why did they just bloody accept? Well, this is what is the point of councils like within the Welsh FA or any of what's the point of them if they accept what's the point?
Doesn't matter where you're committed, whether it's Cambridge Town Football Club or is it the FAW Wales committees are fucking hopeless.
Yeah, but these committees are getting paid by the supporters in Wales.
In my opinion, there's one man who could lead the FAW right out of this shit, right, and he probably wouldn't want the job. And his name is Steve Borley. He's been the chairman of Cardiff City. He's seen Cardiff through thick and thin, right? He's a football man. He knows his football. He has a great relationship with players and everything else. And he's an honest, decent bloke, right?
I know Steve.
Say again?
I know Steve.
Yeah, exactly. So why isn't someone like him in position on the FAW?
Yeah, but my point being...
Instead of some executive from Coca-Cola.
Yeah, but my point being, my point being is that every single committee member within that committee, around that committee table, is being paid, maybe indirectly or directly, from football fans within Wales, right? Yeah. Now, if they fold like a pack of cards against an argument of Ryan Giggs being manager, which, let's be honest, was well known about his history off the field, right? I think questions need to be asked about. I think questions need to be asked about these committee members.
People, he shouldn't say. No, I'm not going to say that because it's not right to say it because he's dead, right? But opinions in the public eye aren't the same. Ryan Giggs could beat his missus up every night behind doors, and we wouldn't know about it, and nobody would ever say a thing, would they? At the time, Ryan Giggs had never been caught. When Jonathan Ford appointed Ryan Giggs, right?
They all come out with about his brother's wife.
Yeah, but that's not illegal.
No, it's not illegal, but it's still.
It's not illegal.
It's still a PR bloody disaster.
No, it wasn't, because it was all washed over and all forgotten about anyway, apart from football fans and a bit of banter, right? Yeah, that was years ago, a few years back, right? He was the assistant manager at Man United after that, mate. So, to be fair to Jonathan Ford, you look at it and you think, right, Coleman wants out, wants more money, get rid of him. Who we got? Welsh. The fans want a Welshman. We got Ryan Giggs there, assistant manager at Man United. Well, if you're the assistant manager of Man United, you think you could lead a team of Welsh boys, couldn't you?
Wow. Right, listen. I'm gonna go off camera for a minute because I thought I only need 2 beers. I need more than 2 beers because I've drunk them both. Just hold the fort for a minute, yeah?
Don't spill them. White's browning up a bit more in a minute. He's biting tonight.
There you go. Sorry, mate.
Usual form, unprofessional show.
Absolutely. You know what? Absolutely unprofessional.
You're that disorganised. You couldn't even run the FAW.
I know. Hey, I'm so disorganised. I couldn't run you Van de France properly. But never mind.
That's true.
But my point being, though, Steve, is that these people. I don't know how much they earn, but these people who crumbled over Jonathan Ford's suggestion about gigs, I think questions need to be asked about him.
At the end of at the time, he was leading the FAW as the president or whatever it was of the FAW, whatever title he's got, right?
Yeah.
So they've agreed with him in the end. They didn't agree with him, but who else could they appoint? Who was out there at the time, Welsh, who could take over the euphoria of Welsh football and what he'd just achieved?
Bobby Gould.
Exactly. Right? So there we go. So there was no one really else out there in the frame that would satisfy the fans, although Giggs wasn't really a fan's choice.
No, exactly. A lot of fans were against him because he did not. Yeah,
try and get being a manager, and
because he did not respect. Let's be honest, he didn't respect playing for Wales.
No, they have no respect. So and the Welsh nation or football fans are very. They want someone decent, especially the lads who go.
Very proud, I think. Let's be honest. They are very proud. Sometimes they can go proud.
When they go away, like a lot of my mates, they follow Wales everywhere, right? You like Andy Simmons and all them, right? They go to the back and beyond. They don't just go for the glory championships like you did. They go.
No,
They go to the back and beyond, Baku, here, there, everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's not just the game they go for. That's the truth, and they tell you themselves they go for the crack.
Oh yeah. To be honest, so I went to Poland 2001, I think, right? And we were treated fucking shite. You know, you're talking the old Poland, you know. Do you know what I mean? It was way before they held Euro Championships. It was just coming out, you know, and I loved it. I loved it. And I'll be honest with you, I loved going to bloody brass houses. I loved going to the casinos, everything else.
Yeah, great. It's a crack.
Right? You know, the football, because we knew we were shit, the football was the worst part of the fucking trip.
I went to Poland in Warsaw.
Yeah, that's right.
We ended up
about 2001. About 2001. 0-0.
Can't remember. I was that pissed on the vodka. I can't remember now.
You know, I
stayed in. I went with Mojo and Mikey Walters, and we had a cracking time.
Yeah.
You know, I spent the game. We all stayed in the same sort of hotel and all met in this bar. And when it came to the game, mate, we went 3-4 days beforehand, and we had a great time. But it's the camaraderie of the Welsh being in town.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we were all in this sports bar in the Marriott Hotel, and the game was getting nearer. And I got on the vodka with the Polish, and they said, "Stay here, Daya. You're not Welsh. What do you want to go to the game for?" So the lad said, "You come in." I said, "Nah, fuck it. I'll watch on the telly." And I was singing Polska, you know? But it was the crack, you know, and that's what Welsh football's always been about, isn't it? You know, and
but
I admire it. But those fans want a decent manager, right? And they were against Ryan Giggs.
Yeah, the majority were. The majority were. In all fairness, they were. They really were. So, so Jonathan Ford falls on his sword, and rightly so.
But who's the head now? Who's running the show now?
Well, Robert Page at the moment. What? No, who's the head?
I mean, on the board of the FAW.
Well, I don't know, because he gave his notice, and it was like a month or maybe 2 months notice or something.
Yeah, but somebody must be calling the shots, eh?
Oh, I haven't got a clue. But what I have been told from a very very good source, and that was remember they played. Who did they play now? They played Mexico in a friendly. They played Czech Republic at home and they won, and they lost to Belgium away. It was 3 games within a week or so. That was a few weeks back. And what I was told, and it's from a very, very good source, is that throughout that period, even though officially Robert Page was the team manager, Giggs was in control of that team.
I heard that a bit. He was from a distance and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
That's got to stop.
You know, because they were like apparently they were like drones over the training pitch, and he was watching the training and so on and so forth.
Yeah, so that would tell you that they're expecting him to be found not guilty, or they didn't expect him to get charged. But now he's
really. I don't know.
They wouldn't. No.
Why would he? But that was before the CEO handed in his resignation.
Right. Okay.
That was after. Sorry, the CEO handed resignation first.
Yeah.
Then the friendlies come, and that's when the stories come. Is that Giggs has been bloody still. Hey, and to be honest, if you think of it, that's still a controlling mindset, isn't it?
Yeah, when you think about it, mate.
Yeah, you know, and if you think of it,
yeah. But you're not going to resign, because if he resigns, he's going to show his guilt, isn't he?
Yeah, but they've now got bloody a reason to get rid of him now.
But they've got to wait. The trouble is, they've got to wait. They've obviously suspended him on full pay, right? They've got to get a guilty verdict first. But sure. They don't have to, do they? Can terminate.
No, because it's gross misconduct. Gross misconduct, it can just say bad press, can't it, really?
No, but you take Dave Jones when he got fired from Southampton when he was innocent, proved innocent afterwards. He got fired from Southampton because of the position that he was in.
Yeah.
So they could fire Giggs tomorrow. They'd have to pay up his contract and come to the thing, and maybe that's what they're hanging on for, mate, not to pay him. Him up.
Oh, yeah. I'm convinced.
How long's he got left on his contract?
I haven't got a clue, actually. I haven't got a
clue. Information on this, being a Welshman, have you?
No, I haven't, because you know what my day's been like, really. But I don't know. You viewed that as well, did you? You viewed that he was still basically in charge from afar.
Yeah. He's calling the shots, yeah. And I got that from Sean Connolly, right? Who I used to go out drinking with a lot. Good lad, Sean. He's a physio there, and I got that info from him and via him through a mate of ours, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
I had it from a good contact, which I would not. I can't say anything.
So, you know, at the end of the day, whilst he's suspended, he's still the Welsh manager. He's a suspended Welsh manager, isn't he? Or
yeah.
Did they actually suspend him, or did they just say not in attendance at games?
No, I think it was official suspension. I think
it was official.
yeah, until you know an investigation or something.
It's strange how he was pulling that off, and if he's officially suspended, isn't it?
And the thing is, the CPS in recent years, when it comes to nailing footballers, the CPS have been ever since Ched Evans. The CPS have had a good look at themselves, you know, and I think that you know, I think they would have had a look over and over.
Think about football, mate. I think what you've got there is a position of the FAW board of old boys, should we say, the Blazer Brigade, are in a position they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Personally, funds are limited at the FAW, obviously. Yeah. To sack him, they got to pay him off.
Yeah.
And I think you've got no authority there or no leadership there to deal with the situation.
Yeah. Okay, let's go into the chat. Let's go into the chat, my friend. Yeah, I do apologize.
Knows the score.
Finn, I could never forgive him after what he did to his brother. I'm the same, my friend. I'm the same. Jeez. Ryan Giggs is an awesome player, but a horrible person, Maximus. Giggs needs to be locked up for assaulting his girlfriend. Tamsin Woods. Sorry, Tamsin. I haven't seen you in here before. Please like, subscribe, all that palaver. Guys, don't introduce your wife to Giggs. You don't know what you do to her. Yeah, same with John Terry, I suppose. Talking about being treated like shite, Giggs' brother knows a lot about that. Yeah. But and Frankie, hi Frankie, hope you're well. So Giggs has been officially charged and assaulting 2 women, including his former girlfriend. That's right. And he's also been charged with basically playing mind games, controlling. You know, I can't remember wording, but
conversion, I think you call it.
I don't know. But yeah. So, but the thing is, you know, this is what we are from the same generation, as I mentioned earlier, Steve, regarding hitting women, and no matter what a woman would do to you, Jesus, I've had in recent years, I've had a few beatings or attempted beatings from a certain Scouser lady, but that would be. But what I'm trying to make is that I always would call any man who hits a woman a coward, because you know, he doesn't. He should remain. A man should always remain respectful, no matter what a woman does to you know, in attacking.
I just wonder how much food plays in this, because I'm only going back to my childhood. I can remember my old man giving my mother a slap.
But hang on, what I'm saying, let me just finish my point for a minute. Giggs, to back up my theory that the guy is a coward, right? Giggs was never a bloody hard man on the pitch.
No.
You know, so all of a sudden now he's a hard man in front of a woman.
But it's not about being a hard man, is it? It's your behaviours. You see, your mental behaviour. Yeah. Giggs has had a very not sheltered, wrong word, sheltered life, because he hasn't behind the scenes. But they stopped him from media interviews, for instance, when he was younger, didn't they? Yeah. He's been chaperoned through his career. He was a one club player. Yeah, Man United chaperoned that fella and hid and what could you call it?
Protected.
I went to a snooker match in Alex Ferguson's house, right? And it was back in 1991 or 2, I think it was. And we were invited to a charity snooker tournament in Fergie's house. And I remember we were all there, and all the team were there, and you had all the old boys, Paul McGrath and all that. And then YTS players, or whatever you want to call them, apprentices, turned up. And they were all in, I always remember, because they all had Honda Prelude VTEC cars, club cars, and they were all red, right? So all of a sudden, these good 10, 12 cars turned up, and it was Lee Sharp, Ryan Giggs, all that mob.
Yeah.
Neville and all that turned up, and then they were in the snooker tournament. It was a great night. It was a great charity night. But I can always remember Giggs that night being very deep, and that was the first time. Was it the first time I met him or second time? Can't remember. First or second time. And he was very deep, and he was like a dark horse, mate. And it's like he didn't mix. He didn't mix.
I can relate to that in the memory I got with him.
And you think there's something not right there. You know, Gary Neville, Phil Neville, Averlett Beckham was another one. He was there. Bit of banter. It was charity night, you know, on a snooker. And Giggs just wasn't a part of it.
Yeah. Quite a loner.
Yeah. But then you could understand it in a way, because if his background was as we know it was, but has he then? I don't know where it's turned. I'm really surprised. I would have imagined him, from what I knew of him then, I would have thought he'd have just been a genuine, quiet lad. Who, well, they say the quiet ones are the ones to watch, don't they?
Yeah, they do. I mean, my first time I come across him was an under-21 game against Norway at the old Cardiff Arms Park. You know, where Cardiff Rugby Club play. They converted that, so the actual under-21 game was there, and through certain contacts who were remain nameless, we ended up going into the players' lounge after the game. I think Wales lost 3-0. I think John Carew was actually in Norway under-21. I think he scored a brace, maybe. Right. Anyway, so we went in there, and I was a bit drunk. Let's just say I was a bit drunk, right? And you know, because it was only under 20, only under 21s. Basically, the food was like what the Welsh would say. Oh, the great spread. It was a good spread. Do you know what I mean, Steve? Right. So you had the sausages and listen, right. I'm going to kill some of these words with my lisp. The sausages and the sandwiches and everything else, right? But it was all like like plastic kind of, covering over everything, and the players come in, and the moment the players come in, the catering staff took the plastic covering off. I just started right to the front, had everything before any officials, any players or anything. But you could tell then, because I remember it was very noticeable that Giggs basically wasn't in the Welsh under-21 group. He allowed everyone to go first in the queue to get the food and the drinks and so on. And then he come later, as if like a loner type of. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No banter or any. I remember that. I remember that.
I remember when he came to buy some furniture off me, back at Pine Warehouse, Marlborough Road. I always remember it's clear as a bell. He came in, and I was sat in the office, and you could tell the sound of a Ferrari engine miles off, can't you?
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
This Ferrari rolls in. He must have been about 21, 22, I suppose, at the time. This Ferrari rolls in. I went, "Where's a Ferrari?" Right, that's
yeah.
Which one coming in? Who is it? You know. And then he walked in with his grandfather, Dennis. Right. Anyway, Dennis, lovely man. Comes in, buys his furniture. You don't make, obviously, when they come to buy furniture, you don't make a big deal of who they are. You know,
yeah.
it didn't impress me anyway, really. But took his money. You know, he's a lovely fella, Dennis. Anyway, 3 weeks later, as his first delivery, his wardrobe won't fit up his stairs. He pops back down and Ryan Giggs with his grandfather says he won't go upstairs. What do we do? I said, no, not a problem. I thought, you know, a bit of smoozing. With an agency contract in them days. But not you ever going to get one. But we go up to his house in Fairwater. Grandmother's there. I can't remember her name now. That's a lovely lady. Dennis, the grandfather, lovely chap. And they were the parents, obviously, of the mother, not the father. And obviously Ryan Giggs. And we just sat there as me worker went up with his drill and whatever and done the wardrobe for him. I sat there on.
Oh, right. Okay. Let me just stop you there. And I can see the smile now coming onto your face because you know exactly what's coming. So the worker in those days went out with his drill. I remember we couldn't get a wardrobe up our friend's house stairs, and we had to beg, borrow, and basically steal a local crane to get it through the top window.
Yeah, but different type of wardrobe.
Different times. Yeah.
Different type of wardrobe that was. But so anyway, Phil, he was from Merthyr actually, Phil. And he went up and done the wardrobe. I sat there having tea and biscuits with Nan, Ryan, and Pink. And she's telling stories to me of like, we were watching the Grand Prix, funny enough, and I was we were talking all about Formula One. We were talking, we were big Formula One fan. And she would say like, it's like he's always pampered. And he was like, embarrassed that Nan was telling these stories, like when he goes to Jackson's in Cardiff, for instance, where he'd go a lot, and she'd have to bring out his glass of milk and his biscuits when he came in and a couple of sandwiches, right? And you think, hang on, you're a 22-year-old millionaire, right? Already at that age, cracking around in your Ferrari, and you got your Nan making tea and toast and whatever glass of milk before you come in from Jackson's. Do you know what I mean? It's just weird. It was all a bit odd. It was all
just hold the fort. I need to sort out my charger and so on. I did tell you it was on his way.
You know, we won't have any viewers left at this rate. Fucking stolen. Anyway, folks, when I start the Daya football show next week, next Friday night, 7 o'clock, earlier time, Daya without Brownie, I think we should call it. Just wind him up because he's not listening at the minute. So when we come on, we'll start our own show. I'm not going to do it really, but we'll have a bit of fun with him. I've got no controls here, obviously. If I had some controls on my own show, I'd be able to chat away and whatever. Whilst we're on the second interval with Adam Brown, disorganised as usual. In the meantime, right, who wants to make some money? I've got a tip for you tonight. When he comes on, you can put up your comments, right? I can make you, not big money, I'm going to show you for doing absolutely nothing how to earn 50 quid a month, right? For doing nothing. So when he comes back, ask about that one. You may well have heard about it. I don't think you would have. But I've already made, let me have a look. £15 today. Done absolutely nothing that you normally do. It's that easy. Seriously. I'll explain it when Browner comes back, so you know how it works.
Sorry.
Fucking hell.
Right, go on. What were you saying, Steve?
I was just talking to the.
Right, let's go. Let's go into the chats, right? Right. Frankie says, do we have to wait for the court to decide? At the moment, he has been charged, I'm assuming, that denying physically harming his girlfriend. But yeah, he's denied all charges for what I...
Yeah, of course he's going to. Right? He's not going to be guilty. But Frankie, he doesn't... The Welsh FA don't have to wait till he's been charged. But the difference is that if he's found guilty, they can sack him for gross misconduct. Okay,
which is what I said.
So he won't have to pay him off.
Which is what I said.
All right, Cam, I'm just explaining it, Browner. Right? Or we won't have this problem next Friday on the Daya show with interference. But if they sack him now, they'd have to settle up his contract. That's the difference. It all comes down to money, mate. I'm sure they're waiting to sack him. The problem Wales have got, of course, they've got the Euros coming up. And it's likely they're going to be going in there with no manager.
But I tell you what, Steve. Listen, there's been no date for this court case yet.
Another is Wednesday. Magistrates on Wednesday, but what will 90% happen at magistrates will be referred to the Crown Court.
Referred, yeah, I know. But okay,
the queue for the Crown Court cases at the moment is up to 12 months.
Right. This is my point. This is the point I'm going to make. Yeah. Listen, we know. You know, I'll be honest with you. Hold my hands up. I know through my time in being dragged through the courts, criminally and non-criminally, is the fact that the delay, and this is before COVID. I'm not including COVID, but it would easily be. Listen, you could appear. But the first appearance is bollocks. You just fucking confirm your name and address.
No. Hang on, Steve. Decide on Wednesday when he goes to court whether it's serious.
And what court? Crown or magistrate?
It's going to be Crown Court. This will be.
I think so.
He can also elect to go to Crown Court.
Yes, he can.
Which I'm sure he do, right? I'm sure he do that because you got the chance with the jury first of all.
Yeah.
The jury that you're innocent rather than just.
Oh, hey! Allegedly now. Allegedly. Remember, it's allegedly.
What?
Because I know what you're going at. You're going to get at with regarding having a jury in charge. Is allegedly.
No, I'm just saying. If you go to Crown, if you go to magistrates, you've got the right as an individual to elect to go to Crown Court.
Yes, you do. You do. And okay.
His legal advisors are always going to go for that, and they're going to go,
especially such a big name like himself.
And they're going to go for the jury. You've got more chance getting off for the jury than you have in a magistrate.
Yeah. Although if you do go to jury and you get found guilty, you get hit more.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. Yes,
if it's a serious crime anyway, magistrates elect it themselves to Crown Court. So
anyway.
I've never been in court for beating women up, mate, so I wouldn't know on this one.
I just had a mad dream last night. So
next one. Send your waffle.
Fuck off.
You're waffling a bit tonight. You've been on those cocktails I saw on Facebook.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, right.
Celebration.
Gigs was supposed to be highly professional.
Gigs was supposed to be highly professional. Is Ronaldo a bit of a loner? I'll tell you about Ronaldo. Always focus on improving the game. Do you want to know the truth about Ronaldo? And it has been well known in Spain, right? It has been well known in Spain. Luckily enough, now he is in Italy. So if he does do something, he can't. But the truth about Ronaldo, and Steve, I think you can back me up. I don't know if you will, because I don't know if you are privy to this. Because the truth about Ronaldo is that he's gay.
Well,
right? And the truth, and Ronaldo had a boyfriend when he was playing for Real Madrid. Ronaldo had a boyfriend in Morocco, in which he always used to travel out to. And if you really dig into the internet, you can find some of the stories, because some of the Spanish investigating journalists did follow him out to Morocco every weekend.
And it's sad that journalists are trying to find out if you're gay.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, it just shows how much of a fraudulent his image campaign is, Steve. Right? I tell you why. Before you jump in, let me tell you. Right? Before you jump in, let me tell you. We all know on social media the world or global argument between Ronaldo and Messi, right? And many of it, because it's a global game now, Ronaldo has a lot and millions, if not billions, of supporters who are in countries who don't respect the gay community, let's just say.
You reckon his current wife then puts up with all that just for his commercial rights? Now,
Yeah. Yeah, listen. If he come public, if he done a Justin fashion right now, how much would his worth for?
It made no difference to his career, mate. No difference.
You are absolutely.
It's all very strange at him. No. I've heard the rumours, and also don't forget he was adopting kids and stuff, and obviously.
Oh, he paid his oldest child. You paid off the mother. No one knows who she is.
Yeah. No, but he adopted. His first kids were adopted, mate.
No, it was surrogate.
Surrogate, that's the word, yeah.
Right? And remember now, you're talking to an adopted kid, so watch your fucking mouth, otherwise we'll have another fucking lover's tiff.
No, I know that.
Right? No, but that was the first child. Now, the rumours and the allegations that the next lot was with his present fiancée, and the rumours is that he had paid another man to help get her pregnant, one way or another, whether it is.
He wouldn't need to do that, would he? Because he could do that. I don't believe that one because
of course you could medically. Why? Of course you could.
No, well, why not do it himself with his own genes?
Because if you look back, because there's certain.
Does he look gay to me? Yes. Right. He's a very pretty boy, if you know what I mean. Right. Do I think he's gay? Yes, probably. Am I bothered? No.
No.
Right. Quite fancy myself, actually. But no. But it doesn't make any difference, really. But the question is, that's not related to the question, really, that we were asked, was it? Where's the question?
But okay, is it professional to keep your sexuality away from your adoring fans?
Why not? If you don't want to, it's your private life. You're paid to play football on a football pitch.
Fair enough. That's a fair point.
If you want to keep it quiet, keep it quiet. If you want to,
yeah, no, but okay.
There's hundreds of.
Okay, but is it okay? Let me go back on that, then, Steve. Is it hypocritical of Ronaldo to be promoting his family lifestyle and his family kind of thing when realistically it's fake?
Bisexual, mate. Nobody said that. He could be bisexual.
That's fair. Yeah.
Let's be honest. It's the modern world now, Brown. It's not a world we grew up in, but it's even on Coronation Street now. The local builder is going out.
Why do you always link up Coronation Street?
Well, it's true, isn't it? Because it's on national TV now. I don't like seeing two blokes kissing on Emmerdale Farm or whatever. I don't think he should be on the telly myself, but it's big promote. But that's the way the world is now, But Corrie tonight, you got a builder going out with. She was a lesbian 2 weeks ago. Now she's seeing him, So it's the way. So I would say he's bisexual myself personally.
Coronation Street is a drama. It's a TV program, Steve. Let it go, Steve. It's a TV program.
Because it's the reality now.
Let it go. It's a TV program.
No.
Frankie comes back. How can you earn money for doing absolutely nothing?
Get the right contract. I know what you mean, Frank. He's shocking, really. A decent millionaire like he is would say, "I'm Welsh. I don't want the money. Well, I'm not working." Right? But they never do.
Well, okay. Let's move on. Does
he need the money? Of course he don't.
Oh, gigs.
Yeah.
Of course he don't.
No, so they're taking it. Greed, isn't it?
Do you think? What do you think the camaraderie is between the Welsh players and gigs at the moment, Steve?
Tough question, that, isn't it? It must be. You know how it works when you're a manager of something. It's like when I manage you. Right? No, but it's true. It's the same thing in life, isn't it? Right? There's talk behind your back.
Oh, you're a cheeky bastard, you are.
So when you imagine Wales,
behind your back,
come on, let's be honest, right? You're playing for Wales. Yeah.
Hang on, no, let's not be honest. I never talk around your back.
Pick the point a minute, right?
I never talk around your back.
Right. You and your mixed stories and that, you all had your chatter about gave you the wrong maps, didn't give you the right screwdriver, fucking all that shit, right? But imagine you just played for Wales, you come off the pitch.
I'm going to clip this part and tell you.
Just won 2-0. Notoriously, all international players, especially Wales, go for a beer after the game, right? In the hotel, whatever. I've been there, been out with them, right? And there's talk of, and it's chit chat. You've got a mob of blokes, right? Natural life, people talk about people, right? So if your manager's on suspension, they're bound to be talking about it. You can imagine Gareth Bale sat there I don't know, Williams saying, what do you reckon? Do you any fucking smack the way or what? It's natural, right? So that doesn't help, I don't think, the camaraderie of your Welsh camp, right? And then there's going to be no respect. I don't think there's going to be any respect for him. They're not going to sit there and go, well, look what he done for Man United. And I don't think that, and I think many of them would have been shocked that he got the job because they're all being, oh, he banged his fucking missus, his brother's missus, So if you're a family man like Gareth Bale, for instance, who's been with his young, which you've got to admire, he's been with his young bird all the years, he got kids and all the rest of it, and they were teenage sweethearts. He's never gone off with the big glamorous model or anything like that, has he? I do admire him for all that, for all the money he's made and the lifestyle he's had out in Spain and all the rest of it. Bale stayed loyal. There's a loyal bloke, right? And the likes of, you can imagine him chatting away to say, Gunter, Chrissy Gunter, and say, oh, do you reckon he did it or what? It's bound to be going on. So he's, and like, if Giggs comes back, this is why they should get rid of him now. He's got no credibility anyway when he took the job. His credibility now is even less. And I honestly believe, even under the Coleman era, that the players, because Coleman's a shit manager, thick as fuck, Chris Coleman. No, he is. I've met him. He's as thick as they fucking come, right? And he's never proved anything in football apart from the Welsh team. When you add,
why did he go to that Sunderland job? I'm still.
Yeah, but money, because he didn't get paid nothing. He got 250 grand a year, which I say only 250 grand.
I know, but his stock was so high. Why Sunderland?
Money. But the ego, he got that job off the back of what he'd done for Wales.
Yeah.
Before that, he'd done fuck all. Fulham. He's more notorious for crashing his car out shagging. But it's true, right? Remember, he got caught playing away and he crashed his car with a bird in the car, didn't he? His fancy Jag, right? The bloke's got no brain. So everybody loved Coleman for the European Championship. When they first had he announced he'd been the manager, fans and players were, what the fuck? Coleman, right? But Coleman didn't actually lead that side, or on the footballing pitch anyway. Look at the players you had. Bale, Ramsey.
Yeah.
They played for the best managers. Those fans, those players got together and said, we're going to play, basically.
Yeah.
That's what
because
Coleman was just a disciplinarian, whatever you want to call him, and the arrangements. Right? I reckon there was meetings went on there that, right, who should we play? Right? Yeah. I don't think Coleman even picked a side. I bet you Gareth Bale, Ramsey, who else was in when you
Joe Allen.
Who?
Joe Allen.
Joe Allen, yeah, another good player.
He was at Liverpool majority of the time, wasn't he?
So you had that's why Wales qualified. They had good experience, Premiership players in that side.
Okay, all right. So following what you just said, I'm probably going to answer my own question now because it's so more difficult to qualify. But we've had far better players in the past and they never qualified. That's what really fucks me off.
I don't think you have, though, mate.
Come on.
I don't think you have.
Southall, Speed, Hughes, Saunders, Rush, come on.
No, but who was around them to play? You've got a better squad now. Gareth. Let's be honest. When you qualified, and in your qualification, Gareth Bale Wales was near enough. You could have called it a one-man team.
Yeah, Bale basically.
Bale was on absolute fire, mate, and he's world class. And he led it from the front. You can't deny that.
Oh no, I know.
He was backed up with some average players, apart from Ramsey. Obviously, he was world class. Ramsey's world class. So you had two world class players in there.
Yeah.
Literally,
it was easier. It was easier to qualify, I suppose.
Yeah, but Bale was on fire, wasn't he? The qualification.
So going back, you asked me the question about Giggs, right?
He didn't turn up at Wales.
No. You asked me a question about what do you think would happen? What do I think will happen? What do you think then? What do you think?
I think personally, the FAW
because it's the world is going very PR, isn't it?
The FAW regime, as I call them, the Blazer Brigade, who I've sat there and drank with them, mate, after games and all sorts. So I've witnessed what they're like. It's like the committee down the Bowls Club. It really is, mate. Right? It really, really is. Don't get me wrong. I would never. Peter Rees, great bloke, but he waffled. You could waffle, Peter Rees. When I was even placing my newspaper adverts with, well, not even newspapers, it was free ads, right? There's still always waffle, right? And he's a committee man. At the end of the day, he was a committee man. And that's what it is. It is a committee. It's like the committee down the Bowls Club when you see him away. The old Gentry Brigade, they're all on expenses. They fucking love their trip. They can't wait to get away from the wife up the valleys or whatever. It's true. Right? They get their blazer on. It makes them feel proud. They got the badge on there. They get treated, say, in Germany, dignitaries and whatever. They love it, mate. Right? And I don't think they know what to do at the moment. Right? What needs to happen in Wales is someone like Steve Borley, like I said earlier. If you don't want Borley, I'd go for the Swansea bloke who sold out to the Yanks. They've done a great job.
No way. Well,
you're saying that because you're Cardiff, but proven.
Borley is a good shout, though. Borley is a good shout. And Steve, if you are watching this, and you need an admin person that can work for afar, and let me know, yeah.
Yeah, but seriously, but I've known Borley. I haven't spoken to him for a few years now, but being out in Spain and whatever, but kept in touch, the old text message and whatever, tweet and all that sort of shit. But he is the ideal man to lead the FAW, right? He really is. And if he probably wouldn't want to do it, but he's a proud Welshman. He loves his football, but he can lead. Right?
If you ask him now, he probably would. You are right. But if the offer comes to him, that
he probably do it for free because you don't need the money.
No, I know. I'm not on about the money. I'm on about. You love it.
You would love it, mate.
Yeah, I know.
He loved running Cardiff. He saved Cardiff City. People forget that. He saved your club from the shit that bloke went through when he was running your club as chairman. He nearly signed off a deal with Sullivan. Who would have seen Cardiff far better than they are now. Yeah. Huh? Again, that other board directors ruined that deal, right? But the man is football in his heart.
Yeah.
He's very passionate.
And that's very rare. That's very rare these days.
Very rare breed, mate. Now, if he wasn't going to do it, and you Cardiff lot ain't going to say it, but the Jenkins chap down in Swansea, to be fair to him, he rescued the club from the brink of going bust, or did go bust actually, didn't it? Right, or gone out of the league, should we say, and took him to the Premiership.
But the problem is, right? Would a committee, the FA Wales committee, would they go for a former Swansea, a Cardiff or a Swansea man? Because we know the issues have happened between call them exile clubs and the Welsh FA over the years.
But there's the problem, back to committees, isn't it? Would Bawley work within a committee thing? Probably not. Yeah. But that comes down to peer pressure from fans then. You know what happens if 20,000 fans start fucking calling for someone, they get him.
Wow.
The trouble with the FAW is the old dignitary brigade, mate, right? They have it. Come on, let's be honest. Suzanne Twamley, right? She swans around the FAW now after being sacked at Cardiff, right? Don't get me wrong. I ain't got nothing wrong with Suzanne. Never fallen out with her. No. But she's hardly pro, is she? She's hardly the top professional in football. That's the truth of it, mate. But she got the job because she knew somebody at the FAW after she got sacked at Cardiff.
Okay. Going back to the previous point, where and it is rumours, I must state it is rumours, but the rumours have got stronger ever since, where Giggs has been. It's rumoured that Giggs, even though he's suspended, he was in control, still in control of the team, taking up, telling Robert Page everything, ringing him up every day, drones and everything, because of the delay in the court date. Roll on the Euros. Would you be outraged as a football fan, or do you think the Welsh football fans would be outraged if that alleged arrangement was still going on even after the CPS has granted legal action against Giggs, but yet it's before the court case? And we have to say it's rumours.
Anything to do with it? CPS has nothing to do with football, so I wouldn't even go there because the CPS think there's enough to charge Giggs. So, but then we've seen the CPS.
The point I'm making.
The CPS at the same time thought Dave Jones was guilty of his crimes, which the court threw out. The poor bloke had to go through all that to get them to Crown Court for the judge to say, "What the fuck's this doing here?" So I don't regard the CPS as a good.
I know, but it's the next stage, Steve. That's what I'm trying to say. It's the next stage, right?
No, I think. To allow
do you think it's acceptable? Okay, let me reword the question. Do you think it's acceptable? Do you think it's acceptable that
he should be away from the whole Welsh setup until it's resolved? He shouldn't be advising Robert Page, and if it is true, then Robert Page is very weak, because Robert Page should be saying, "No, you want me to run this football team? I'll do it," unless he's asking for help. Now, if he's asking for help, he's not the right man to be there. Yeah. Is he?
Okay, let's finish on that point.
If the FAW come into me and said, "Right, Steve, we need you to lead Wales through the qualifications while Giggs is suspended," right? You do it two ways. You ring Ryan Giggs, weak side, say, "Right, Ryan, what do we do? Blah, blah, blah." And then Giggs gets straight in and says, "Well, I'll put a drone up and I'll tell you what to do, blah, blah, blah." Well, that then you're doing that. That's the wrong way to do it. Or you say, "Right, bollocks." You say, "I'm in charge now until he comes back. We'll do it my way." Right? So you don't need the drones and the advice and all the rest of it. So I think that comes down to Robert Page. But then we don't know what's internally going on, do we?
Yeah, I know. If you haven't got a CEO to take control,
Well,
bloody hell, you know, it could well be mutiny, basically.
Exactly. You can go in front of the Blazer Brigade. You can, as long as you buy them a bottle of champagne in the bar, mate. They're all happy anyway. They've all got their crown jewels on and their blazers and all the rest of it. They don't really care. Yeah. They're in a dilemma anyway, aren't they?
Right, Funky, we'll have one last point from Funky, and then we'll knock on ahead. We'll finish off with that point. Right, Funky said, when Giggs was appointed Welsh manager, was there allegations or rumours of his possible violent nature towards women?
Yes.
Yeah, there were. But you would put super injunctions out all the time.
You know, rumours are rumours, aren't they? Fans knew it. Fans didn't want him. Fans knew it. The word gets around, but until somebody's actually done, you can't go around falsely accusing people of things.
I know. And that's the problem with the UK and these super injunctions, you know. It's not just Gibbs, but it's everyone, you know.
But you can't do it. It's not right, is it?
That's the beauty of subscribing to Football Brownie, because I'm based in Spain and I can get around all super injunctions, my friend. Right, let's knock you on the head, Steve. Many thanks for tonight. Much appreciated.
I just want to offer everybody the chance to earn some money free of charge.
You are?
Ask your viewers now if they want to earn 50 quid a month doing nothing. Just see if they come up in the comments if they want to know how to do it.
Oh, leave it out.
No, you're not. Leave it out. So you're denying your viewers to earn 50 quid a month doing fuck all.
I don't know where you're getting at now.
Right. All you got to do on your internet is change your browser. Change it to generate. And they pay you.
Go for it. Let me. You'll have to tell me about what you're doing. Okay.
Well, it's not nothing to do with me. It's nothing to do with me. There's he was on Dragon's Den last night, actually, pitching. I've been following him.
Forget Dragon's Den. I need a pee, man. I need to go to toilet.
All right. I'll on my own show next Friday, everybody. How you can earn 50 quid a month, right? For I'm starting at 7 o'clock.
What the fuck is this going?
7
I can't later. I need a piss.
7 p.m. for a professional show, nice background of a pub or whatever. We chat away about football without somebody breaking off a beers, breaking off a piss, breaking off a Russian bird, kicked out the kitchen. All that will be gone. Right?
You love me really. Shut the fuck up. You love me really. I'll catch you later.
Change your browser on the internet to generate.
Right. Listen, listen. Right, catch you later, Steve. I need to go. I really need to go. I need to catch you later.